what's some strategies that they can start to implement where they can start connecting with brands so they can start to develop those type of relationships?
Well, just taking the initiative with your content and like just simple things. I mean, tagging the brand when you are creating a post. That's going to, make the social media manager at that company possibly visit your page because they're looking up hashtags. They're looking up these different things online. They're like, oh, let's see what this is all. And they're looking for these people right now. It's not like how it used to be 5 to even 2 years ago. I mean, these bigger companies are like, Tide, all these companies, they're like, listen, it's so much cheaper for me to pay you $2,000 to make one post and then maybe 5 people decide to go ahead and try me out versus me doing this ad on TV.
Commercial, yep,
and paying for the people, paying for the makeup, it just word of mouth is always king. It's always going to be king, and they know that. That's all an influencer is.
All right, we are back for another episode of We Are the Ones podcast. This is the podcast where we have extraordinary conversations with extraordinary people doing extraordinary things. It's a great day today. I got my smooth. Listen, I'm gonna be ghetto today. I'm telling y'all, letting y'all know, I'm gonna be super ghetto today. I will be drinking my smoothie.
Even though he likes to text me like, "Hey, we have to make sure that we don't drink on the podcast." Bye, 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 bye.
Yeah, listen, I just got this smoothie.
Grab yourself a drink too.
Yeah, I just got this smoothie and I don't want it to separate, because by the end of this podcast, it's going to be separated and I'm not going to want it. Yeah, so
do it.
So just let y'all know, I'm going to be a little ghetto today. It is what it is. I don't care.
We have a refrigerator downstairs, so I don't get it, but fine.
It's all good. It's all good. How you doing, though, Avi?
I'm good. I'm good. Look, we got our blue on today.
Yeah, we today. Come on.
Yeah, we got our blue on today.
Wait, did y'all coordinate this?
No, we never do. We never coordinate. But I know I was wearing blue because we're in that human trafficking space.
Yeah.
But I know for you.
Oh, yeah, Founders Day was just recently. Big shout out to my brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, the greatest fraternity in this world, celebrating 109 years of service, culture for service, and service for humanity.
Look at you. Come on, plug.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Gotta shout out my brothers, man. We had our big Founders Day celebration last week, and it was amazing.
I know, it looked so much fun.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. We put it together last minute, but it all came together.
That's right.
As usual.
It all came together, so. But I'm super excited.
Those be the best. Those be the best events when they come together at the last minute.
Put your mic a little bit closer to you.
The ones that come, at the last minute, you pull it together.
I mean, sometimes.
I'm not talking about for business now. I'm saying
it's stressful,
people.
So I was definitely stressing out. Like, I'm looking at the clock, like, where's everybody at? But everybody just kind of came all at one time, and we had an amazing time.
Yeah, it looked good. It looked good. You ready for today?
I am ready for today.
You ready for our guest today?
We have an amazing guest today. I've seen this young lady work. Over the years, she is a guru. When I tell you a guru, when it comes to this social media game,
that's huge. And that's social media is not a man. It ain't going away.
Thank you.
It ain't going away.
Yeah, it's needed. For businesses, it's needed. Just in life, it's just needed. Yeah. And we have someone who knows how to do it and do it at a high level. Here, she's been doing it for quite some time now.
About 10, 15 years. My degree is in marketing.
Yeah.
Worked for Diageo as soon as I got out of college. That's a marketing company. So, that's when I first started learning how to run ads.
Come on, man. Like, she's doing the introduction before me, So
I've been around. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this.
No, we're super excited to have you on. So we have Clarissa Rias from Clarissa Digital Marketing.
Yes, thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Wow, it's such a honor. Thank you.
Of course.
We definitely looking forward to having an amazing conversation with you, learning a little bit about you, your backstory, but also too, we just want to give people some game. We want to give people some game today because this year, 2023 is for me. I themed this year. This is going to be the year of transformation. This is going to be the year of the breakthrough as well. When a couple years ago, when I started doing this whole, I'm a theme my year out, I had the year of abundance, right? That was 2021, I think it was. And boy, was it abundant.
It was.
Boy, was it abundant.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so, you know, it's a power in speaking things into existence, right? And so this year is going to be that year of transformation, but this is not for me, but just for a lot of people.
I really feel that vibe too.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I'm on social media and I feel like there's a lot of that going around. It's like, you know, anything that is poisonous to you, like let this be the year that you like officially be done with it. And
Yeah, you gotta let it go.
Stuff. Yeah. But also like making sure that our time, you know, that we're productive with our time.
Oh my God, yes.
So for everybody who's on social media just scrolling and not doing anything with it, what you're gonna do is say, hey, there's actually some things you can actually do with social media to your advantage.
All those people that you like are following that is increasing how many people, you know, you're following versus how many people are following you. Stuff like that.
And we're gonna get into all of that.
I know.
We're definitely gonna get into all of that.
I'll get started. Like, go for it.
But you know, so we, you know, usually when we have our guests on, we like to dive into their backstories a bit. Where you were, like, what did it take for you to get to where you are in your life right now? You know, your upbringing was like, things like that. So just kind of give us a little sense of like,
I kept getting fired. No, for real. I kept getting fired. You know, at the time, you know, I really felt like corporate America and just, you know, America in general, it was not built for a Black woman, especially a Black woman that has kids and that's single and has a lot of different moving parts in her life. And so when it came to, and there's like accountability piece too of having to like, you know, measure up and all that stuff too, but it's the extra working hard. And then it just got to a point where I was like, yo, I can build my own lane. It wasn't even me, you know, it happened to, people started reaching out to me and asking me, hey, don't you do marketing? Can you please help me? My uncle has a record label and they got a new artist coming out. Like, can you please help me? And
what type of stuff were you doing before that people didn't recognize you for it?
So everybody knew, you know, obviously I had that marketing degree. Then I went and I started working for Diageo. Diageo is, you know, they hold the portfolio for like Kettle One,
Ciroc,
Crown Royal, yada yada. So I was the only marketing specialist for upstate New York area.
Okay.
All 42 accounts between here and Rochester. Woo!
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It was a great time. They literally gave me an American Express, and they were like, "Go out into the like bars and mingle and have fun and talk to people."
Come on,
and
American Express.
Sign me up.
Yeah. Like, this is phenomenal. So I mean, yeah, it was a great dream job, but also, you know, I remember going to Houston when we had. You know, our introductions or whatever, and they had other specialists from around the U.S., and I'm looking around the room, and everybody in the room is like 23, 22, 21. At the time, you know, me, like, you know, I was a little bit older than that. You know, I was in my early 30s. I think I'm talking like I'm like 50. But anyways, I was in my early 30s, and I had 2 kids, like small kids too. That's when David and Zoe were younger. And this job required for me to literally be out in the field at night in the bars. I'm sponsoring like the Puff Daddy concert when it comes here at Canal Side. You know, the mural that got done at Snooty Fox when I was like, so it was just a bunch of stuff. And it's hard to keep that balance, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what's most important. And so, anyways, people knew I was doing that. And then, you know, like I couldn't hang on to that position. I was going in and out of town frequently. I remember one night my son said to me, he was like, "Mommy, you don't ever read us no stories no more." At night. And I had just got back in from Turning Stone from a company meeting. And then I had to go to New York City the following morning. And I'm like, yes, I do. And then when I thought about it, I was like, he's about 5. I was like, wait a minute. I really haven't read a story to him in a very long time. And in my mind, I kept thinking, that's okay, because I'm getting on this money. And eventually I won't be like in this position. And I have to do all this, but I got to put in that work right now. But like, at what cost? You know, you don't get those. You don't get that time back.
Right.
And so in my friend Shay, a few people, they started coming to me and they're just like, hey, you know, I don't know if you're doing some freelance and stuff. Plus the restaurants that I was working with, they'd be like, yo, I don't do my social media, but you know, if you want to do it for me. So it was like I was caking up on that end too from them, charging $100 a month. What? Let me tell you guys something about self-worth.
Ghetto.
What? Girl, self-doubt kept me back so long. Like, people was literally trying to push me, and they like, when you gonna do this? How you gonna help me? And I'm just like, I don't know if I can do it. I gotta do more research. I gotta look up this stuff, and then I gotta make sure this is set up first. And and I don't think this is right. Writing long paragraphs to Crystal Rodriguez, like, maybe I should do this. And she been told me 5 years ago, like, girl, like, what are we doing here? And then, I don't know, a few years ago, I got my boss.
You know what? I'm glad that you brought that up, though, self-doubt, because self-doubt will kill so many dreams. You know what I mean? And so for you, what made you push through that self-doubt to say, I got to do this? Was it your kids because you were seeing the time that you were losing?
No, girls, when I closed my first $10,000 sale, I was like, oh, I did that. I was like, oh, my God, I can do this. I can do this. Oh, my God.
Now, what made you ask for it? Did you ask for $10,000? Did they give you?
No, you asked for it, and you shut up. And you know what I was building out a whole entire funnel system with the landing page, including social media posts, including the email sequence, all these other different things. That stuff takes time.
Yeah.
And it was only me. So, we're going to have to do this together, creating the lead magnet and all that stuff. Like, that stuff takes time. So, I said, listen, it's $10,000. Of course, they went back and forth with me. And I'm like, it's fine. If you don't want to do it, I totally understand. That's okay.
You was working for yourself doing this? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a commission. That was straight.
No. This is me working for myself. So a lot of weird things have happened, or not weird things. God is so good to me. Yeah, I don't even understand. So I got hit by a car when I was riding my bike.
What? Jesus Christ, girl.
The midnight biking. They had the midnight bikers and everybody. So I did that, and somebody was coming out of the restaurant. And
gosh,
no, it's okay. It's fine, girl. I got that work. I got the whatever. What it like? I was out for about a year, caking. I'm getting like $2,000 a month, and so at that time, it's like I'm sitting here and I don't have because I'm not at work. I don't have the time. I have nothing but time to get into myself and get into my craft.
Okay,
and so it's like let me make it do what it do. There's no risk here, and so I started doing that, and I'm just I started screen recording. Like, so basically I would go on people's social media and their website. I would do a screen recording on my iPhone, and I'd be like, hey, listen, I just noticed a few things that you could change to possibly make make your website better or your social media better. I would go over like those context clues with them and everything, and I wouldn't ask for a sale or sell anything. It was all about giving first. And so then I would hit them up and I'd be like, hey, I just noticed a few things from my experience. Check this out, and if you want to talk about it, we can. If not, there you go. But and it was like simple stuff, like you don't have your booking link on your social media page, or when I went on there, it was difficult for me to do this. And somebody just came to me and was like, oh, so you know what you're talking about. Okay, cool. So I need a whole automation set up. And I'm like, okay, Jesus.
That is so good, Clarissa. So basically you were going on certain pages and seeing a problem that they had, and you had the answer.
Yeah, and it was for free. I'm not saying that you should always do everything for free, but the genuine piece about it is it didn't take up much of my time. And it was helping me too, because, that's that audit that I have to do anyways when I'm bringing on clients or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So I just did the screen recording, made this video, and God, it was so ghetto.
You know what? That's so good, because when she said she would have to do it anyways, kind of like, how a lot of people have like the consultant first to see. You basically did your own consulting by looking at their problem and then gave them the answer. It
wasn't me. It was totally God. Like, I'm trying to tell you, because like I said, for so many years, and I had all the necessary experience and assets. Like, how do you have a whole degree? I was thinking about this had the degree, had from Canisius, had the degree, had the degree, and I fought for my degree at Canisius, because I had left and then came back, had my degree, had some experience, and still was like, oh no, man, I feel like this.
But you know what? I think, especially as Black women,
yes.
You know what I mean? It's just a little tough in the mind to get through that.
It is in the mind, because you also know some of the mistakes that you've made, and you hold that against yourself, and you're like, girl, you're gonna mess this up again.
Right. Watch. So I have a question for you. So when you were first talking about funnels and things of that nature, just in case somebody doesn't know what a funnel is, let them know what a funnel is and the importance. Thank you, of a funnel.
So a funnel is just basically your customer journey. It's simply put, a lot of people ignore that, but that's the most fundamental part. How do people find you and pay you? That's it. How do people find you and pay you? How do you get your money from the people, and where do they? So once you recognize that, and you understand how that works. Like, oh, usually people, they find me on referrals, or they find me on Facebook. Okay, cool. Now perfect that, like, that journey for them. Like, so when they go to your Facebook page, what do they see? Do you have a booking link set up so they can book a consultation call with you for 10 minutes? Are you posting about it on your own personal social media page? I can't stand it when people be like, I got a business, but I don't want to post about it on my personal page because I like to keep stuff separate. Great. Nobody knows what you do. Moving on.
That was me.
Nobody can pay you. Me too. So it took for me to go through this process. I literally deleted my Facebook page that I had since, Facebook started. I had MySpace and I deleted it, started all over again, and my very first few posts were just like, hey, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is why I love what I do, this is how it works with my life on my personal page. So I became my own personal brand, and then I had my Facebook business page, no website, anything like that, and people would just, it's all about attraction, you know. So you're gonna attract what you put out. I attract clients that, and people that vibe with what I'm saying and what I have to offer. So anyways, the funnel is basically you just going through the steps and just making sure that you're making it easy for somebody to give you the money, Like, why are you making it hard?
Now, what sort of systems or platforms do you use for that funnel to start?
Don't even get me started. So it's whatever you need it to be. Like I said, mine was very simple at first. I didn't have a website, but I did know I had content. I knew that I had just done a photo shoot where I had some beautiful pictures. I knew that long form posts were working for me as far as so long form posts are when you basically write more than 2 characters. Everybody be like, I ain't reading all of that. And that's good because it's not for everybody. Right. It's for the person that's going to sit there though and read that. That's the person that ends up in your inbox and they don't like your post. You don't even know they watching.
Okay.
And then they'll tell you a year later, like, I remember when you put up that one post and it really resonated with me, and like I want to book something with you. Attraction marketing. And so I knew that was working for me. And, I would always put my call to action, which is, if you want to book a free consultation, here's a link, blah, blah, blah. And it just started rolling like that.
So question, when you say a long form post and that actually attracted the clients that you wanted, would you say, because it wasn't the most popular thing to do, would you say that your business grew a little slower, or did you actually get
no, my business grew so fast. That's why I told you that 72 hours. I grew too much too quickly, because although you want to get the money, you also need to make sure that you can support
you got the capacity
the amount to support it. I didn't have a team, so this went from me just being me to trying to find VAs to going through VAs to oh my god, it was quite the to do, but it also showed me how to work within my business. I ended up finding using like people in the Philippines, so it's like $4 an hour. So I get to keep more of my profit, but still get the work done. So you just figure it out. But as far as like when I got more advanced and I started getting more money, then there's more things that you can use, like MailChimp for your email sequence, or Slack to communicate with the team, Asana, to communicate with the team. It's really though, I think what I don't like for people to know, I don't want anyone to do is to put too much thought into it, because that's what stopped me for so long. Okay. I don't have a website. I got to get this website. I was working on a website for like 5 years, like literally. And then I was just like, forget the website. I got a Facebook page, business page, and I got a Facebook personal page. I'm going to tell people what I do.
And you have a body of work to actually support.
Exactly. And so when I started getting referrals, that's another thing. People don't ask for, not referrals, but, testimonials and stuff like that. And I'm just like telling people like, hey, please go right on my Facebook page about your experience with me. Yeah. And so that's another thing that helped me, because as soon as I had my Facebook page, I did my Facebook business page and opened it up, I immediately had like 20 like positive reviews from people. And so it's like, okay, she's credible. She knows what she's doing.
What are like 2 or 3 mistakes that you see people making on social media when it comes to their business?
Number one, you got to do what works for you. So something that you said earlier is, it's like self-awareness, but also self-awareness with your business. Earlier you said long form posts aren't popular, and they weren't. Everybody's like, you shouldn't write that much. Whenever you write all that information, nobody's going to read that and stuff. But I know my tone and how it resonates with people. Because as you can see, I like to talk. And I have personality, charisma, and all that stuff. And so me doing a long form post, if there is somebody that's interested in what I want, what I have to offer, they're going to read through the whole thing. And usually, again, that's not the person that's liking your post. People are like, oh, I don't have the likes. Oh, she only got 2 likes on it. 2 likes got me $800.
Yeah.
So I don't care about those vanity metrics.
Yeah, people get so
that's the first thing.
Yeah.
The second thing, just segue into that, vanity metrics, knowing what to really pay attention to that's pushing the needle on you bringing in business.
It's funny that you mentioned vanity metrics. I remember, I think it was, what year is it, 23? So about 8 years ago, back in 2015. Damn, time is flying by. Jesus Christ. But I went to the Revolt Music Conference down in Miami. I went down there by myself.
I remember seeing those pictures on Instagram. I was like, oh.
So I was down there, and I'm the master networker, so I'm always connecting with people and such. So one of the folks that I connected with was James Cruz. He is, I don't know if he's still working for Puffy now, but at the time he was a president for Bad Boy. Wow. And he was Puffy's manager, so he had this little mentor program that he was trying to do. I tell a story another time of how we actually connected, but long story short, we ended up connecting, went down to New York City, and I met him at his office over at Combs Enterprise. So mind you, I'm seeing Combs Enterprise all over TV, I'm like, oh my God. Whoa. I'm like, I'm touching the wall, it says Combs Enterprise and such.
Is this
and so I'm up in there, and we were talking about, because he was asking me, how many followers and such that I have on social media. And at the time, I probably had maybe 2,000 followers, maybe. Probably even less than that, probably like 1,800 or something. It was something low, right? So, and he was trying to insinuate to me that, because you come back to me when your numbers are higher.
Because that's what the thought process is.
Because that's what the thought process. People get so caught up in the vanity metrics of it. But it's just like, I'd rather have 1,800 people that I know maybe about a good 75 or 80% of them are going to connect with me on a personal level. Did you just say
your tribe? You'd rather have your tribe.
Get my tribe.
That's called retention, yes.
Yeah, as opposed to having, 100,000 followers. Because we've seen this happen too.
We've seen this happen.
A lot of, and recently, with a lot of celebrities and such, where they put out some
albums
stuff
and dropping books and stuff.
And nobody's biting.
Yep.
That's why I don't pay attention to that stuff. There's power in the micro influencer, especially right now.
Yeah.
And the companies are starting to recognize that. I mean, I have a client right now who, she gets paid from, Myers, that organic cleaning brand.
Yep.
She gets paid $1,500 just to post and be like, I use this cleaning stuff with my family.
Really?
She's got 10,000 followers. She did build that up over time.
Okay.
But you would think if you were someone else, I mean, she gets paid by Target. She's getting paid by, and I can't take credit for it. I mean, these are things that she already had set up prior to me coming into the situation. But it's just amazing to me because when they see that you have a connection, and that's what these companies want. They want to align themselves with people that they know their followers are engaged. It's not just 10,000 people sitting there, and nobody's doing anything. Nobody's doing any action. When I say move, people move. Even if you don't know they're moving, I know they're moving.
What are some basic marketing strategies that people should have in their business?
Wait, before we get there, hold that question, because I don't want to gloss over the point that you just made, because I really feel like that you can provide some real value to people, especially those micro influencers that's out there, right? Because there are people who are out there who have, maybe a couple thousand followers, maybe a few thousand, 10,000, whatever. They are considered like the micro influencers. What are some strategies that they can start to implement where they can start connecting with brands so they can start to develop those type of relationships?
Well, just taking the initiative with your content and just simple things. I mean, tagging the brand when you are creating a post. That's going to, make the social media manager at that company possibly visit your page because they're looking up hashtags. They're looking up these different things online. They're like, oh, let's see what this is all. And they're looking for these people right now. It's not like how it used to be 5 to even 2 years ago. I mean, these bigger companies are Tide, all these companies, they're like, listen, it's so much cheaper for me to pay you $2,000 to make one post, and then maybe 5 people decide to go ahead and try me out versus me doing this ad on TV,
commercial,
and paying for the people, paying for the makeup, it just word of mouth is always king. It's always going to be king, and they know that. That's all an influencer is. So I would say that, and I would say the other mistake that maybe we make is that get a mentor or hire somebody to like stop pinching. And I would never be in this space if I didn't put the money up to start off by getting a mentor. I didn't know anything about no funnels. Okay. I didn't know. And the first program that I got was $10,000. I took out a loan for it. My brother was like, "You stupid. You so stupid. I can't take it. All you do is waste money. You're dumb." And I actually went ahead and did the program. It was traffic and funnels. It was these 2 white boys or whatever. I heard their podcast, and they were really good. You know, they did one of those group trainings and all that other stuff and whatever. But for some reason, it just didn't resonate with me. Like, I still couldn't put 2 and 2 together. But just getting that knowledge, it just kind of built over time, and things, developed. And then I ended up getting a course from Billie Jean, is marketing.
Billie Jean marketing.
Yeah, and the course was like literally $97 or something like that. And he was like, I'm gonna show you how to make $5,000. Or I'm gonna show you how to never go broke. I'm gonna take 30 days to show you how to never go broke again. And he would just send these little micro segment videos in the morning, like giving you ideas. That's actually where I got the idea of doing a screen recording. Okay. And giving people advice. He would just give you one little tidbit. Yo, set this up. Yo, do this, call this person. And these little things that you do over time consistently have built up. And so that $97 course helped me out more than the $10,000 one. But the $10,000 one introduced me. And people, like I said, people are like, "Oh, I'm not spending that," especially us. People be like, "I'm not buying that. I can do it myself." And that's fine, but it's holding you back.
Yeah.
And like, even with the ClickFunnels thing, I was in that group. It was mostly white men, young men. And I'm like, yo, they out here getting paper off of $27 offers online. Yeah. You're like, what?
Right.
What?
There's real value in what you just said. In terms of hiring someone, a coach or a mentor, I know
someone
for me,
to do it.
Yeah, I know for me when, because I've always wanted to, get into like the mentoring space. Not me personally mentoring people, but wanting to get a mentor or a coach or something. And at the time when I really wanted to do it, I was broke. You know what I mean? I was super broke. But when I finally pulled the trigger and made that, it was a real investment too. You know what I'm saying? It was a plus $20,000 investment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it made the difference in my business.
Mentors are the cheat code. It's almost retarded for you now. They've been through things. They've seen things. They've gone through the entire process. If anybody is a business owner, there's just some stuff you can't teach. Yeah. They've gone through this process. They know that it works. You know that they know that it works. So while you sitting up here listening to your mama and she telling you, "Oh, that ain't gonna work. You need to da. They've been through it. Give them the money and get moving. And also too, it's so much. People put a lot of stock in just the mentors, but like when some of these mentors, they have like master classes, and it's the masterminds. I'm sorry, and it's the community around the mastermind. That's what built me up.
Yeah,
that's what built me up. So
that's the thing. That's where the value really lies.
So the $97 course, Billie Jean he made this Facebook page group, for this. Basically, was a mastermind. And because I specialized in Facebook ads or whatever, I had made a lead magnet, basically showing people how to set it up. And then I went in the group and I'm just like, "Hey guys, I made this. It's a free resource. Can you take a look at it? Give me, tell me what you think about it. I'm thinking about building my funnel off of this." And then they actually started going through it. They liked it. And then they would just automatically just started going on my Facebook business page and leaving me those reviews. And again, that's those first 20 reviews are like, "Oh, she knows what she's talking about." Right. That gave me the social credit that I needed in order to really be able to get in the way I needed to be able to get in. And then, like I said, it's just delegation. Like, hire somebody to do your social media. You are a business owner. Go run your business. Right. Why you out here sitting up here trying to figure out how to make reels? You're not consistent. You could
listen, I outsource that quick. You know what I mean? I outsource it quick because
and somebody else tell me so quick. I don't have the money for it. You got money for what you want to have money
absolutely.
for. Period.
And plus, this resource. I mean, you mentioned it earlier. You know, you can get a VA. You know, overseas VA or something. You know, and you can get it for pennies on the dollar.
You want to make it work. When I started off, for me, it was like, okay, I don't have a real team, but I got Fiverr, I got Upwork, I got these. Listen, I made it happen. Now Fiverr, it can be tricky. You know, you got to
definitely.
Make sure you see you know what I'm saying. But you know,
it's resourceful though.
Oh my God, for a small business owner like me just getting started, yes.
Yeah, you want to get a website done or something.
Yes, you're going to have to probably tweak it a little bit.
Yeah, definitely have to tweak it.
You know what I'm saying? It might be a little bit of language barrier, but you just got you a whole website for $75.
Absolutely.
So
as
back and
opposed
just
to paying $2,000 for it.
And make them changes.
You come to me for a website, I'm
and we're talking about in America, and that's the problem because the cost to do business in America is so high. I want to work with, you know, certain people and photographers, things like that. But if you charging me $10,000 and I'm not making any money off of it, or you know, that is just don't make sense. How is that ever going to make sense? And it's not about cheating in person. It's just about it's business. Like how are we going to make sense? I can kind of see why y'all be using them sweatshops and stuff. But I ain't saying that's the right thing to do, but I understand.
Okay, so besides Fiverr, what's other resources that small business owners that probably isn't making that much can utilize to help them? So
Fiverr, and just to like explain what that is, Fiverr, Fiverr is it's basically like think of it like a store. You go in there, there's a bunch of people, and they're like, hey, I can build a website for you. And they're like, oh, I can do some create some graphics for you. There's so much stuff in there. I love it.
You can do anything on there.
But the coolest part about it is anybody can be on there from around the world.
Right.
And that kind of opened me up too internationally in a weird, odd kind of way, because I found myself working with people in India. I found myself working with people in Bangladesh, people in London, stuff like that. And when you find a good freelancer that knows what they're doing and that's cheap enough, you keep going back to them. You stick with them.
Yeah.
So that's the resource that I mean, even if you like, okay, so like just say worst case scenario, you don't want to buy it. You don't want to hire a social media manager. Go on Fiverr, have them create 20 posts for you. They'll schedule it out and post it for you and start there. And then I would say the other one was that VA service. My homegirl, Jennifer, who I never met before. I met so many people during the pandemic, like homegirls. Like they be looking out, support my business and all that. That's why I be telling people, like, don't be complaining about your friends not supporting you. It be the strangers that would look out for you. So Jennifer Rodriguez put me onto the VA service. She lives in Connecticut. They're around. You just don't pay attention. But those are like Philippine companies or whatever. I bet you on Instagram it's going to come up for you once you leave out of here.
Because we're talking about it right now.
They're going to be like, do you need a VA?
I'm
telling you.
You want to see something pop up about a VA.
But that's what happened. And I had to go through a few duds because, you know, when it's daytime here, it's nighttime there. And I'm like, sis, is you up? Because I sent you that email 2 hours. I'm sorry. I swear. I was just right away. Yeah. I got some stories, man. One of them got me for some money, man. It was a lot, man.
I done got a few times.
It was because you know our dollar over there, $1 here is worth $45 over there.
Shut up!
Ain't that crazy?
What?
The power of the American dollar. That's what's going on right now.
Our dollar's still worth that?
Ain't that? That's why I was able to pay him $4 an hour. $4 over there go a long way.
Oh my gosh!
AT&T is over there paying them $2 an hour.
I did not know our dollar was still worth that. Okay.
Well, I mean, in certain places.
Certain places.
Yeah, I mean, depending on where you go.
Yeah.
But, you know, the dollar is worth $45. And when you do the math, you can find somebody decent enough. That means I'm paying them like, what, $150 a week or something like that. If I had somebody in America, I got to get workers' compensation insurance. I got to sit up here. I got to pay. I got to listen to you. You running the company or I'm running. I can't tell. I don't know what's going on. But I'm telling you, Sue Chang over there is doing what it do. And me and her are homegirls. We done started a prayer group. We still friends. Listen, I'm done with y'all.
You got your team.
Y'all better get up on those VAs, man.
Yup, international.
Y'all better get up on those VAs.
So yeah, that between those two, those were the best things. I mean,
That's so good. So I know we want to start wrapping up, but what are our last thoughts, our last questions while we have this guru sitting in front of us?
So
I be like,
so obviously, social media is like constantly changing. It's ever evolving. Like on a day to day, like strategies that work, last week don't work this week, right? So things are constantly evolving. So because people, I still see people, putting a bunch of hashtags in their Instagram posts and things like that.
It ain't necessary. They're actually going away from that, but they don't know.
Yeah. So what do you see? Like what's the trends like for this year? That people should be looking to.
I won't say I hate that question, but there's no such thing as trends because nothing changes or nothing is new. I mean, so they move around the algorithm, whatever. They, change the strategy for the hashtag, all that stuff. At the end of the day, content is king. Create some stuff that your audience actually want to see and talk to them like normal people, and that's it.
Okay,
that's it.
I mean, for people that's afraid, that's out there who's like, because we hear all the time now, right? Oh, content. Well, we know content is king or queen, right? But for people that's out there,
pictures.
Yeah. So what does that look like for them? So how can they? Because I tell people all the time, it's you could do something very simple. You could just get your phone, throw that boy on the tripod, hit record, and just let it go.
So that's a little intimidating. It was intimidating for me. At one point, I had to force myself to do these regular lives, and sometimes it only be like 2 people on there, but I had to get myself, because I'm like, how am I telling my clients and I'm not doing it? But the thing about it is, when I say content, I just mean it could be anything, but I'm telling you, people are we're creatures of habit. People like visual, pretty, beautiful things. So another piece that helped me when I had launched and stuff to actually start bringing in clients is because when I would do those long form posts, I would also post a picture from the photo shoot, that, was like, it's a good picture. Like, ooh, like, girl, you did that. And, so that already is already going to attract someone to want to look at it. And then they, will read through it. That's going to look different for everybody. But do your own photo shoot. I don't know what you need to do, but wipe the lens off.
Please wipe the lens. Park it there for a second. Okay. Listen, people.
Just wipe it. They got wipes. They got wipes. They got get some tissue. I don't know what you need to do.
That's all you need to do.
Just a little white wipe.
Wipe it. That's
it. Wipe the lens. I'm telling you, the phones are made for you. They made to work for you.
Come on, man. That grinds my gears when I see
walking around. I probably got a wipe in my pocket right now.
I got their fingerprints all over the lens.
I'll be like, you don't want to wipe for that? You about to go ahead, take that picture like that. You just out here just all naked. You ain't even going to try to clean up or nothing. You just, okay. All right. Okay. I see.
Please wipe your lens, people. God.
Wipe the lens. I don't need, you don't have to be no professional photographer. Do what works for you. I knew that writing worked for me. I know that nice pictures worked for me. What works for you? It's, again, self-awareness.
Yeah.
Knowing what attracts people to you.
And I like that because doing what works for you is going to find your tribe.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
That's why I said somebody is not going to pay me the price that I'm asking for. That's okay. That's why I said there's enough room for everybody to eat because my customer might not be your customer and so on and so forth. So if they're like, oh, I don't want to do it, that's good. Hey, I had to learn that's okay. Yeah. Not trying to make it work. Because the ones that you try to make it work for, you get a discounts to, them be the worst clients in the world.
I'm telling you.
You be like, Jesus, why did I do this? Listen,
go away.
Stick to your guns. And if people want to be and do business with you, then God and, everything, it'll happen.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And the one thing that people can't get caught up on is if they don't necessarily have the right equipment or things like that. Sometimes you just got to get started. You'll get better as you go along.
You do.
You'll get better as you go along.
Oh my God. If we could close on that part right there, it is just getting started. That's literally 80% of the battle. Show up.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
And that's what Billie Jean would say. That's probably why I ended up liking him, because he also swear when he be doing his training. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh yeah, he's real. I like it. But he like, yo, just do it. And it was very simple things. Okay, check this out. Think about 10 businesses in your area, whatever, that you think you could do some good marketing for. Call them, or first go on their Facebook page, check out what they got going on, do the recording. Like, these are simple, quick things that you can do. And it makes a difference.
That's good.
So just get started.
Thank you so much.
And then figure out the rest later.
That's so good. I'm glad that we're ending on that because that's what a lot of people need to hear. Just get started.
Yeah. Absolutely. Clarissa,
and you're going to mess up. It's okay.
Yeah. And
you're
it's
supposed to.
You're supposed to. That's how you grow.
Yeah.
Right?
I think we're afraid of messing. As humans, we're just afraid.
We're afraid of failure.
We're afraid of failure. But failure, that's where the success is at.
Mm-hmm.
So people want to talk about you, going to mess some stuff up. Some clients going to be mad. I mean, hey, you just have to keep it moving.
Well, no, this has been great. I definitely want to get you back because there was so many areas in which I wanted to take this.
I'm so happy you guys have me here. I be by myself so much. I be like, oh, I get to talk to people.
No, this is. I mean, because you are an amazing talent. You're an amazing resource to people and to businesses and such.
Thank you. And that's why God put me here. I just want to work in the gift or whatever it is that.
And you're doing it. You're working it.
I hope I can do more. I want to do more.
If people wanted to connect with you, what's the best ways for people to reach you?
So the best ways to reach me would be on Instagram at the moment because I'm actually going through a restructuring with my company too.
Okay.
So, that's a whole nother thing. But if you want to connect with me, you can always hit me up on my Instagram page. Wait.
You don't know your Instagram?
I don't even know. I be having the links on there. What is it?
We'll make sure we put it in the show.
Yeah. Just go ahead and put it in the thing. See,
we'll put it in the show
when
notes.
I tell you like that, and I does this every day, but I don't care. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. That's not my focus. But either way, you can reach out to me and we can talk shop. I always like doing these kind of things.
Isn't she like Clarissa Rias marketing or Clarissa Rias or something like that?
Yeah, I got hacked in November. That's why I had to show you. I know this is a whole nother thing, but and then I had to do another page. That's why I can't remember the handle. Because
okay.
Oh, the devil be working. But
okay, well then we'll make sure we put it on there.
Yeah, we got you.
But either way, though, thank you for having me. I hope I said one thing or something small, whatever it is that
you dropped some amazing gems today.
You did good today,
and I know. People will get a lot from this conversation that we had today. And again, we're going to have you back on, because we definitely want to talk. We want to talk shop with you. We want to give people some real game on how they can level up, in their marketing and their social media for their businesses, for their personal brands, for everything. Right. Yeah. So, but until then, we appreciate you.
There's one last thing. Yeah. The more somebody told me this and it stuck out to me. Somebody said to me, the more you hesitate and wait to bring your product to the market or fully launch and everything, there's somebody out there that needs what you have to sell.
So true.
And you are keeping that from them.
Yeah.
You're hurting them. Mm-hmm. Stop hurting people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody's waiting on you.
Somebody is waiting on what you have to offer. Mm-hmm. And you are one of one.
Well, that's an amazing way to close this out. Drop that damn mic.
That's the way I usually close it.
Right. This is fantastic. Lovely, amazing conversation today. So, but we want to thank you guys for checking out another episode of We Are the Ones podcast. Make sure you follow us on all of the major streaming platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible. Make sure that you hit us up on YouTube. You like, subscribe, comment on all our YouTube stuff. Follow us on social media at We Are the Ones podcast across all of our channels.
And remember, keep winning on purpose because you are the one we've been waiting for.